Hi Somil, welcome to the 30th event of Tin and Jam with Sam.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for agreeing to be part of the Jam with Sam interview. I know you're waiting for that. So Somil, you're pretty young. Tell us something about your family.
So I come from normal family. My father is a professor. My whole family. So my brother is a CA. He works in Citibank, and so basically very conservative family. So initially it was a very big challenge for me to start off my own this thing. So I worked with KPMG.
Let's first get back to your childhood and your schooling.
So it's very simple. Very simple. Mulund boy.
Okay.
Always from Bombay.
Okay.
And so not much into traveling. Nothing. So not much this thing. So it's very simple. Then I went again in Bombay college.
Which college?
Kelkar College.
Kelkar College. Okay.
In Mulund again. So till the school and college time, it was very ordinary, you can say.
Okay. And then when it became extraordinary?
So I decided to do my CA, Chartered Accountancy course. And so I remember one of my professors. So I was very average child. So I used to come like 48th, 50th in the class out of 55. So I remember one of my professors saying that it's not your cup of tea. CA is not your cup of tea. So that time I said, ki chalo, let's try it out, you know. So then I decided to do CA, and so then the tables turned, so I worked with KPMG, and so there I got a chance to audit big companies like ICICI Bank,
okay.
Citibank, Nexus Capital,
okay.
and Reliance Capital Asset Management, and a lot of others. So there I really learned a lot while auditing those banks. So that was it, and then I again moved on to CRISIL Research.
Standard & Poor.
Yeah, that's CRISIL Research.
Okay.
So as an equity analyst, so I used to analyze London banks and
okay.
real estate companies,
okay.
value them, etc., etc. So there I got a good learning, and then scale up happened.
Okay, so what made you jump from being an employee to an entrepreneur? What was that spark which I know most in Gujus and all like they have to start your own business and all. It's like taken over there. But what is it that made you do that over there?
So from start I was a pure businessman. So I started teaching from 10th standard. So from when I was in 10th standard I started teaching.
Okay.
And so it was in me, the stock markets and this thing was in me. But then what happened is when I cleared my CA, so I realized that in my Guju family, so they are actually waiting for you to clear CA.
Okay.
So not because of anything else, because they want you to get married. Okay. You know, so that's the main thing. So I realized when you clear CA, you enter into two markets parallelly. So one is a career market and one is this thing. So I realized my parents were taking me to a lot of social functions, you know.
Okay.
And so whenever I used to meet any relative, so my mom used to meet any relative and she used to say, हाँ इसका करने का है. So क्या करने है? So they were forcing me for marriage first of all. Then I said no, I want to do my business. I want to start with stock markets. And so my father said nothing doing. You see your brother. Now he's the AVP of Citibank, and you know, so etc. etc. So then they literally coerced me into a job.
Okay.
And so that's why I went there. 6 months I was there. Then I realized no, it's not my.
Not your cup of tea.
Yeah.
So from the start only you felt that.
Yeah. So forget everything. I'm not going to listen to anyone, and I started this.
You didn't expose any scams and all in that auditing and all over there.
Yeah. Actually, I got a lot of learning, frankly.
Okay.
So essentially, I really learned that ultimately everything is based on relations. Even the auditor, if he has good relations with the companies, the financials does not matter. Financials is just a step over, you can say. So that's what I learned really nice.
Okay, how to tweak the balance sheet and all that.
Yeah, see, so essentially like all the big fours, right? You see Satyam scandal, right? So Satyam, so the exposed big four was PwC, right? So I think what must be happening is KPMG and the other big four must be saying, ये सब करते हैं, but तू पकड़ा गया, हम बच गए, you know, something like that. So it was I really learned that, basically that tactic.
Okay, but then there's nothing which happens to these guys for auditing now. They think they become pretty serious about it. You don't lose your license or something like that.
No, actually you don't. Because I'll tell you why. Because when you audit a financial statement, you sign that sheet which says that producing the financial statements is the management's responsibility. We are just giving an opinion on it.
Okay.
So that's whole covered for you. Yes. Sometimes you may lift the wheel, but still it does not happen.
It does not happen over there.
Yes.
Okay. Fine. So tell us about Scale Up. How did you arrive at Scale Up?
So essentially, I found a gap in this market trading. So essentially, many people who invest in shares, number one, they either invest on the basis of tips. So tips can be from relatives, friends, or else tips can be from brokers also, where you open an account. So wherever you open an account, they just call and say, "Arey, ye acha lag raha hai sir, aap khareed lo." And people don't want to take tension. "Haan, theek hai, ye bol raha hai," so something like that. So that's one thing. Second thing I found mainly in HNI category, wherein I found that HNI people, if they have like 2 crores, 3 crores, 5 crores, 10 crores, they don't want tension for it. So they want ki, okay, this is the person, theek hai yaar, tu manage kar, something like that. So they are always saying, theek hai, he's the person who's managing. So I found a very good, very interesting thing. So when I meet many investors, they have their fund with some wealth management companies. So the wealth management companies give them about 12-14% returns. But if you see the trade list, if you see the trade list throughout the financial year, it's humongous, it's huge. So in 1 month, they must have traded like 100 times.
Okay.
Right. So which is not necessary for if you are giving 12 or 14% returns. Right. It's huge. Then I realized that, okay, their main income is brokerage income.
Okay.
That is the reason why the trades are more. Right. So that is why I found out. So now also I meet many people. So they say कि अरे यार ये wealth management company को दिया था. So around 12-14, and in bearish markets it's again bad. So that's why I found a gap. So to bridge that gap, I thought that let me start with Scale Up, and so I started this wherein
Which year was this?
2011.
2011.
So I started this, and then I thought ki I want to do something which it's something like, I know it's a service, it's not a product, but still if I order a product from somewhere and it's not good, so I return it, right? So even though if I'm providing a service and even though someone is paying me for it, but if I'm not performing, so they should not pay me, and that's why I started a performance-based fees.
Okay.
So that's the main crux of Scale Up. That if the investor doesn't earn, I don't earn.
Okay.
So that's the main crux, and that is why, by God's grace, I've been able to scale up my investments.
Okay. So that's why it's called Scale Up.
Yes.
So how are the ways which you so today now everything is coming under a cloud. FD ka rates are going to go down. We had Bharat Banka over here last time. So gold will go up and all that stuff. He's been quite right in all that stuff.
Yes.
Especially the gold thing, he was quite right over there. So what do you feel? What's going to happen? Especially there are a lot of senior citizens and people looking at this retirement income, and like in America, it's like 1 and 2% interest you get back over
Less
there.
than that,
Less than that. In Japan, like you have to pay the money to keep the money in the bank over there.
Yes, exactly.
So what do you think is a good thing for a individual? Because see, shares, people get scared. Ki price girega, we lose our earnings. So as a kind of a retired senior citizen, or people who are looking for that, kind of a pension or something to come from that, what solution do you have for them?
See, first of all, for speaking the solution, we should know what solutions do people in US have, because they are already there where we are reaching. So what solutions do they have for the people having 0.5% interest per annum? So what they do, even senior citizens. So there are only 2 options here left. FD, obviously, as we said, in 2025 the FD rate will be around 5%. So what solutions do they have? They have only 2 solutions. One is markets, but they get scared. Second is only bonds. That's government bonds. And now if you see, the government companies are also bringing up so many bonds like 7%, 7.5% tax-free interest. So that's the only solution left. Otherwise, you can be happy with 5% per annum. Or else you can take some risk and invest in markets.
Because the biggest problem is inflation.
Yep.
You think, chalo, I've got like, especially LIC guys, no LIC guys here, hope na? Okay. Hemang is there, he'll beat me up. Like, okay, he'll beat me up later. So it's like this, they say, okay, you'll get 1 crore at the end of 25 years. At the end of 25 years, the 1 crore is like, maybe
nothing.
Your hospital bill will be 1 crore if
Exactly.
you get sick or something.
Exactly.
There's nothing which is planning for the inflation which is there.
Yes, exactly. Also, you've mentioned inflation, I would like to say, so the insurance investments which many people do. So pay something per annum, etc., etc. So that is also, if you see 25 years later when you get that money, if you see the IRR, that's the net return which you get, it's hardly around 4-5%.
Okay.
So essentially you've invested in 4-5% schemes basically.
That's
so
after
that's,
tax or before tax?
That's after tax.
That's after tax.
Yeah, because that is again tax free. So the ultimate point is, down the line, maybe 10 years, 12 years, you have only two options. That's either the markets or the bonds. Either you take risk or you don't take risk. Simple.
Okay. Okay. Good advice for all of us. We are already old. We can tell our kids to do that over there. Okay. Next.
Sorry? Over there, again, it's pretty less, sir. 5, 4. But again, it's see, please understand, the FD rates are hardly 0.5%, right? So 95% of the people invest in stock markets. They have maximum investments in stock markets. So there's no need to worry if you invest in stock markets. The reason is, if you again play blue chip, so if you purchase good companies, so you are going to get returns, right? Pension funds. So why do people get scared in stock markets? If you purchase a mid cap or a small cap stock, then it has to be very risky.
So there are many financial consultants. Everybody does. I am a certified financial consultant, and all they all come. What do you do? I'm into finance. What makes you different? I mean, it's become like common. Like everybody's a CFP and all that stuff. It's become common. What is it which differentiate you and them?
Okay. First of all, I am only into PMS. That's portfolio management. I don't do anything else other than that. And what makes me different is I invest from the client's account. So it is their account. So whatever I do, the client gets the message. आज मैंने कुछ purchase किया, so the client gets the message. Whatever I have done, and I'm more into options. So that's a specific area in stock markets. I'm more into options. Okay. Also, the second part is, as I mentioned, it's a performance-based fees. Correct. So my stomach won't be full if your stomach isn't full. Okay. So that is the biggest difference you can say. 8% is the hurdle rate. Like 8% is what the bank also gives you. So that's the main crux, and that is the reason why I've humbly been able to generate good returns in other countries as well.
Fantastic. Okay. Quick gun, Sam. One witty answer. India.
Yeah, home.
Money.
Money. Most important need.
Okay. Poonam Pandey.
Second most important.
Okay. Chidambaram.
No, you can say cunning.
Cunning, okay. Fine. Okay, you teach at various colleges. Tell us something about it. I mean, I saw those photos. All the students are like Gaga, Professor Somil, we should call Professor Somil over there. So tell us something about it.
So I always had the passion to teach. So because I started teaching it from 10th standard. So I got an opportunity to teach in one of the MBA colleges. And then I got an opportunity to teach in executive MBA. So executive. So even now, when I go to executive MBA, so on an average, the age is about 35 to 40, right? So initially, the first session which I took in my life, the average age was 35 to 40. So and I was 22. So that was the biggest hurdle. So and I cleared that hurdle. Okay. So after that, there was no looking back. Right, so I teach various topics, but everything is related to finance.
You are liked, and I say LIKED in capital, by so many people. I thought I was popular on Facebook, 50, 60 likes per post, but he gets 200 to 500 likes for his post. It's like, I don't think maybe Mark Zuckerberg actually he gets a lot of that. So tell us what is the secret behind that success? Hema also is like all ears listening to that over there.
So, see, frankly, there is no secret. The thing is that, to be very true, so I get to coach a lot, teach a lot. So many of the audience are my friends, right? So when you are actually delivering a lecture, so people tend to, and in my lecture also, I really take very mad sessions, extremely humorous sessions. So people laugh. So so you are liked. So that is the only.
It's quite difficult to get, because those people must be following you.
Yes. And also one more thing is I'm connected to many people, especially from the chartered accountancy background, and I'm associated with them on a day-to-day basis. So like I have a WhatsApp group. I have 5 WhatsApp groups involving 50-50 members.
Okay.
In which I keep on suggesting. All are the audience, the students. So maybe that is the reason.
Yeah, because when I took your photo when you joined as a member, I took your handshake. You made that. Like I saw at night there were some 5 likes. In the morning there were 250 likes for the photograph. So I thought it was me. Then I said, no, these are not my friends. These are all his friends over there. Okay. So what do you prefer as a platform? You know, your Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. I know you don't have a Twitter account. Hema is very upset with that. We couldn't tweet about you. So, what do you prefer?
I feel that Facebook is the king. So, when you have the king, you don't need to go anywhere else. So, I'm just on Facebook, very selective. But I'm not good at it, frankly. So, I need to learn more. But I think I prefer Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah.
LinkedIn, you have your profile and all this.
I just have my profile, that's it. I don't know, but LinkedIn, I'm inexperienced in LinkedIn, but I find that LinkedIn, you get a lot of fake or maybe this thing. I may be wrong, but I think still Facebook is the thing basically for me.
Okay, fine. Word of advice to all the grown-up entrepreneurs over here.
Oh,
And it's not for getting married and all, no? Right now. No shadi vidhi.
No, marriage is something. But so I'm very junior to all of them. But still, so from my limited experience, what I've learned is. So there's a very good quote which I've learned that ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice. So if you're ignorant, but still if it's on fire, it's better than if you're knowledgeable and it's on ice. So basically, it's not necessary to have all the knowledge until and unless you have fire in the belly, right? So that is what I follow as well. So that is what I have learned in my short.
So you have to have fire in the belly. Do you find a disparity between, since you're talking about entrepreneurs, people who are like above 40 and I would say about 35, and then a new generation of entrepreneurs coming in. Do you find a difference between both of them?
Yes, a huge difference. Because the new generation, like of my age, they are risk takers, true risk takers. The people, I've interacted with so many people who are 45, 50 also, those are audience. So they are very conservative in nature. Maybe at their age they were risk takers, true, because they built their businesses. But yes, the disparity goes in learning. So the new generation, the second generation basically, the new with whom I'm interacting, they are, I don't feel that they are, they have that thing.
Thirst for knowledge?
Yeah, they don't have that thirst.
Okay.
Because they've got everything ready.
Okay.
That's the main crux. That is what I've learned.
So they should scale up their business to the higher level over there.
Yeah, that is what they should. Exactly.
Fantastic. Saumil, thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's for you.
Thank you very much.